As we journey through this abyss, let each step illuminate our path, reminding us that even the darkest nights give way to dawn. In facing darkness, we ultimately discover the light that resides within us.
During the life, when you ask God, Allah, existence, to repair you, fix you, He will teach you how to walk, how to use that internal kingdom for benefit of this world. And this will be not easy path. Usually we committing to that when we ourselves suffer a lot, when we ourselves make a lot of imprints with Him. So there is time to clean that. And when you decide to clean that, when you ask God for that, God asks for work for Him. So that work will be completely opposite to this, what you did to your kingdom. You will basically have to clean your own mess together with mess of others. But God will be on your side, by your side, all the time. When something hostile will happen towards you, He will be protecting you, guiding you. He will teach you how to walk, how to shield yourself, how to be still, and all of that. Over the time, you will learn how to be aligned, how to be energetically still inside. When you come to that stillness, this will be moment of real work to face the shadow, your own shadow and shadow of others. And how this manifesting? Usually you doing certain activities during the life, and we usually have those tasks according to this, what was imprinted in us, or what we learn, or what we have touched with in life. So we will be familiar with this. So over the time, you will recognize that something is not okay in the surrounding environment. Someone somewhere behaving not right, someone somewhere speaking something not okay, and you recognize shadow in that. You recognize that this is not natural good behavior. It is like from darkness in human. Someone is without consciousness, that why he behaving this way. But it is not really human. It is a shadow. It is a darkness in human. That so-called devil Satan in human. And it's easy sometimes to recognize when you approach certain circumstances or people, that thing in that human being don't want to look at you. It knows, and it's afraid light in you. It cannot look into your eyes. It's just hiding, turning head, or completely would like to go out of your way. But when you recognize something like that, when you learn finally, that's the moment how to deal with this. So basically, that thing won't want to speak to you and will want to hide. When you know you are strong at this moment, when you are aligned energetically, when everything is okay and you got this courage, when you find that wisdom and courage, you're approaching that and you asking for something. So that thing have to look into your eyes. When it look into your eyes, you will see that thing is not keen to talk to you, and as soon as possible would like to finish conversation. But this is the good moment to just trigger that. Just say something to that which potentially may trigger that. Nothing abusive, simply something normal, because you see that that human being does something at this very moment which is hostile, which is not okay. So you say, this is not okay to do it, or this is not right place for such a things. And such a simple words can trigger outbursts of anger, hostility towards you. But when you are aligned and when you just inside of yourself still, that most likely God will hide rest from you. it will simply bounce off your shield, and that person perhaps come to the senses after a while. It is actually quite often pleasant feeling, because this, what was chucked on you, that terror, horror, whatever it was, from that other world, fix a little bit your own world. You will feel better after that. Straight away you will feel that something good happened. You may not know really what that was, what really happened in the background, in the scene, but you feel God done all the job for you. You just have to trigger that, you just have to say something to that shadow, just to fix something, maybe in human being, maybe somewhere in life. That life is built from things like this. We think we're living one life, we think we're living in one world, but this world is divided between two forces, Satan and goodness, God. That world is divided between two energies, positive and negative, and from us depends which we're choosing. If we are ignorant, if we didn't yet understood what life is about, we perhaps digging in that ignorance, we inflicting pain inside of ourselves, but it all have limitations. Finally we may land in some prison, or some bad things can happen to us, or we may have problem with health, whatever. It is simply broken energetic system inside. And usually when person reach that low, he may ask for that forgiveness and help from God, from Allah. If he don't, then miserable will be final time of that person. He will be simply suffering over and over and over. So that existence, how it is created, all of that is quite intelligent. We may live in complete good health and wellness, happiness, when our energetic system is clean of those stains, when we're not touching those bad things in life. When we understand, okay, those things are not for me, they are hostile, they are bad, they have bad energy load with itself, and some things are simply good, healthy. When we understand how to exclude bad from our life and fix things, challenge, counter those bad things, then life will be improving quite quickly. It's simply all about to be aligned inside, energetically, like still. Then all of it will be quite easy. And when we decide to like approach that shadow with that stillness inside, then really no energy have to be even used. You just have to be still, look at this, gaze at that, and all of this will be done for you. You just feel well after that encounter, any event, and most horrific things will be hidden from you. So if you receive those lessons, how to face darkness, evil, that not natural behavior of humans, you will be able to counterattack that. With your energy, that lesson will take probably for years. With your energy, you will be able to face that. That will appear from time to time. Evil isn't stupid. It knows where you are weak. It most probably will happen when you are not prepared, when you are weak. But later on you'll teach, when you learn how to keep your energy aligned and you keep yourself non-stop in light. When those things appear before you, and they will have different forms, you will be able to talk to that. First politely, always politely, but how to recognize evil, how to recognize something is not out of the human, but out of the sick human nature, actually not from human. There is something can be from God and from Satan itself. So how to recognize it? When you talk to something, when you tell somebody he doing wrong or this or that, then sometimes it may be enough. That person come to senses and want to talk to you, and you can explain and you can pacify that. But when something suddenly become very agitated, angry, or start talking to you like you are stupid or blaming you or whatever, it start will attacking you. You have full right to attack that with your energy. Over the years, those things become obvious for me. Whenever I see that kind of human behavior, for example, group of youngsters before me driving the car, and suddenly group of youngsters before me on the bikes, driving so I cannot drive on the road, and I telling them this is dangerous, and one of them start abusing me, shouting at me, or swearing at me. I have right to do the same. But in this moment, this what acting in another human being, either youngster, either adult, either whatever, it's not conscious. This is that darkness, this is that ignorance, and that ignorance become intelligent. That this is like different words. There is two words next to each other, and that word of ignorance, word of evil, have no rules. If this can, and quite often can when we are weak spiritually, it will want to hurt you, abuse you to the maximum. At the beginning, when I start my spiritual journey, I had no protection, no light, no defense, no knowledge how to deal with those. So I rely on God, on soul. I just relax. All I could do, I could not fight with that because I had myself anger. You cannot fight with that with anger. When you add at least little bit anger to that, it is like oil to the fire. You make it more, it will definitely attack you and bruise you, or maybe hurt you. But when you transform your own conditions, emotions, energy, that negative energy into positive energy, when God transforms it, when you learn how to do it, and over the years it will be possible, when you align yourself, when you will have that light energy, you will be able to fight those evil forces, this unconsciousness in humans. It may have many different forms. You can even go to the extreme and find a job like in prison, be prison guard or policeman. Those guys also have those tools. Some of them, not every one of them. Some of them. And to the best of ability, those spiritual guys, like imams, like different pastors, different monks, they know how to operate their own energy. It's about energy. That energy can be hostile, can be positive. And according to that, we behaving. When we go far away astray from our heart, in that hostility, negativity, that become very hostile. That like overtook, possess human being, and directing, guiding him, and he doing nasty things in life. To the extreme, those people hurting other humans and do all them atrocities in the world. They lying, and they really don't know what they're doing, what they're saying, like Jesus said. That's how we see this in this dark world now. And our task is really to fight that darkness, to speak truth to that darkness, to recognize our own darkness and transform it, lighten this up. Because with that darkness inside, we're not living, we are dead, and this feels badly. It took me a long time to come where I am, but it was worth it. I received many lessons from existence, from God, Allah, that I have to pray, that I have to meditate, that I have to read the scriptures daily. From time to time I have to fast to like reset to my mind, and slowly that energy in us is transformed into light. And that light energy is sweet, is pleasant. It has wisdom, real wisdom behind, when we plug to that. Prayer over the time become like meditation. You will be able to sit and observe and feel your core, and feel all those passing thoughts and energies in you, those uncomfortable feelings. All of this is there in that space of the mind. And with time, they slowly will be unplugged and transformed. I recorded more than 500 videos about this, that journey, 30 years, more than 30 years, maybe even perhaps entire life journey, my understanding, my problems, how this is, where this go. It leads actually to the moment where you will be able to recognize darkness as a darkness. In this era, in these times, this darkness become intelligent. It like heading to destroy humanity, heading to destroy us, to corrupt as much as possible. Every war, every aggression, corrupting human beings. Those humans which was in the Gaza, in those war zones, they was holy people. Many of them was very good people, but with that oppression like war, bombing, all these horrific scenes which we see, then even most holy person can lose the mind. That evil aiming into that to destroy most holy people, most good people. When there is lots of darkness, there is no light. Light cannot abide that there. But what I found out during the life, even if I was in the darkest places in myself, that light always was there. It took me a long time, but it is possible to come out from this. And the best way is to just fight the darkness. When you recognize darkness as a darkness, when you recognize what is it, when you see it, when you learn from life, and life transform that your entire mind and heart, transform that darkness into light. You will be able to use that light to fight that darkness, to speak to that darkness, to command that darkness. It may have many different forms, and you may do it in many different various ways. You may speak to that, and when that not help, you may just go full, as much is energy in you. Just burst on that. And once you conquer that darkness is conquered at that time, it most likely never appear in your surrounding. That's how it goes. And perhaps maybe somewhere else you cut one hydra head. There is perhaps many hydra heads. I can observe my own mindset. It comes from the mindset, from the thinking, negative thinking. Somewhere there is Satan, and somewhere there is God, and they both clashing. This is fight between evil and God. We may say this is not our battle. In a way, yes, because we on our own way cannot do anything with that. I had many situations in life where I perhaps potentially supposed to be dead, but I wasn't. Something protect me. So I understood this is not my battle, this is not my energy, this is God energy. God temporarily give us this soul, this ruch, to fight that darkness, to use this. When moment come and we got wisdom, we got courage, we can face that, we can counter-attack that. So there is potential change, that something will gonna change in ourselves, we improve. in our surrounding and perhaps somewhere in the world. It is scary quite often, I have to admit many times, but when this is happening every some while, God prepare your mind, your heart. There is no really time for think. When you engage in your own thinking, you start analyzing, thinking that, then most perhaps likely you're not gonna take part in this, because your own process, mind thinking process, gonna scare you. This is the same part, but more this mind is empty, like empty, you got access to that spaciousness inside, to that tranquility, then more likely it will be valid action. You will be able to fight that darkness, and that darkness isn't stupid. I did see many things. It have some intelligence. God is super wise, and God will try to bring us, our mind, heart, to humbleness. Bring us to humbleness, to cherish our own life. It will be hard, because those senses which have been overclocked in us will be fighting with God itself. But God slowly, when you will be stubborn that way, will slowly fix those parts of you, one by one, so you function better. And together with all of that, will teach you different lessons, how to use yourself, how to improve that world and others, how to use your energy. It's about energy, transformation of energy, how to be better human being than you was yesterday. One step at a time. There is no big jump in this. At least you chuck yourself into complete fire, which there will be perhaps many opportunities during the life where you will be able to just go full scale invasion on that darkness. But it is not easy, and always we have to measure ourselves against previous experiences. There is always some kind of line, and God will be always with you. You will always will be protecting you with that energy, transformed energy. You yourself have to know how much you can push that line, that lesson from life. It's not like from now point on I will be fighting darkness. You have to learn that little bit and try bit by bit to know how much you can push that line, how much you can be protected in that. Darkness will try different tactics, different ways to approach you, to break your barrier, break your shield. That's what this does. It will keep trying till end of the life, till there are some hooks in you, some parts of you are dark. It will have access to you. You got thinking mind. That's the instrument which will be perhaps against you quite often. But trick is to turn your core into softness with all them tools, prayer, meditation, fasting, scriptures. Turn that core into softness. Reading scriptures is a key component. Listening Quran, reading Quran, reading Bible, all them books working, all the religions working, all of it is one and the same God, which want to help human being, but human being need to be stubborn and persistent on that road. And finally, culmination of it is ability to counter-attack that darkness, face that darkness, challenge that darkness. That where we've been born for what? For that. And this will be taking different forms depending from our experiences. You may be a guy who previously been thief, steal, but suddenly someone was on your way and there was some change in you. So you started receiving those lessons. And finally you will be have this kind of mindset which will be challenging those guys which presently stealing from people. It may have different forms. Or you may be guy who challenge bad guys. Or those gifts can take different forms. We are being gifted and we have to use those gifts inside. But they're not coming for small price. There is usually big price or big suffering behind. To be able to recognize and understand that. That's not easy lesson, never was, never will be. But what you receive inside is most important, that peace inside, that peace. Understanding that there is God, there is something which wants good for you. During the life we will have many hard times, many challenges, and those perhaps depends from what we earn in the past, what lies within us, and perhaps it is test of life, test of God, Allah, existence, to fix yourself, fix your own conditions, and you're gonna see them in another human being, in other humans, and plus more. During the life you will be taught, you will get many lessons, how to use yourself, how to use your energy, what energy is healing, what energy is destruction. We can have both, and God will be fixing your energy during the life. So your dark energy, you may start from dark energy, you may cause dark energy through ignorance inside of yourself. God will be fixing, and from the degree how dark this energy is, what you've been involved in, depends what will be test of life, what we're gonna see on the way, and as well what you ask for. So if those scars are deep, if those scars are like spiritual in the other way, evil way, then perhaps test of life will be super difficult. Usually those people going into spiritual journeys and they become pastors, become imams, life will be hardship. And life, God, Allah, existence will give you hardship to overcome those, to see through your own eyes, through light from God, from existence, to cast that light on that darkness. And that darkness ever some while will be appearing, and you will know, you will see, you will be aware that at each moment, every some while, something happening. It will be like ringing bell inside of you. You will recognize those things typical for you, to fix them, to challenge them. It will be like louder, and it will be like knowing inside that this is piece of cake for you. You have to do something with this. You have chance to do something with this. You may not take them challenges. You may leave them. You may go. But after a while you may see again the same things, like God will be pushing this on you over and over and over till you fix this, till you challenge that fully. When those things are challenged, it may be anger, it may be any other hostile behavior, activity in human, then from the degree how you challenge that, how your energy was used, it may later not appear. It may appear if that wasn't challenged fully or correctly. It may not appear. Sometimes there is not really much we can do. We actually have to do with it. We may just look at that through eyes and just say truth, say to somebody that things are not correct, things are not right. We may start politely, really. It always should be start from kindness and politeness. But sometimes it's difficult because we may see really hostile situation. Someone is attacked, someone is really badly abused, and you see that like complete madness in another human doing some hostile things. But still, if life will give you teachings about that, you may approach that with kindness, with your own energy. That energy, transformed energy, will be protecting you in those situations. And just speak to that. And when the reply will be conscious, means someone reply and stop acting in such a way, then things will be fixed. When it will born more hostility, then perhaps energy have to be used. And similar thing, like in Islam is said, when someone stop fight after telling him about he not doing right, correct, then things is fixed. But when someone fight you, you have right to fight back. And how does fight back look like usually? You have right, of course, to defend yourself when you are physically attacked. But after some time, when many lessons go, you not have to even fight. You may just look, you may just use your energy, inside energy, sometimes scream, and sometimes it is like total chaos. And usually where is total chaos, where that energy came out from your chest, that completely like loud, strong energy, that energy is able to overcome that darkness, which appearing in another human being as a unconsciousness, as this darkness, this evil. Some people are conscious of it, some people are not. And when they are not, they have to meet someone on their way which will simply overcome their energy. Basically pacify them. Godly spark, godly energy pacifying negative energy. And sometimes it's happening also negative energy, hostile energy, destroying humans, other humans. Especially we can see this during the war, during some aggression. People are left with scars, with torments, with post-traumatic stress disorders, with scars which are almost not removable, depending what we're facing. But life is this way, that it will be teaching you till end of the life. Once you become aware, or you will be on spiritual path journey, it will be teaching you how to use your energy in many different circumstances, and it will take different forms. And every some while something will gonna happen, and you will have choice to take it or not, to fix it or not. Every time when you take that challenge and fix something, you will be upgraded, and someone perhaps gets some understanding. That's how this consciousness, this energy in us changing. Salam alaikum.